Hello everybody. My name is Trond Vatnetveiten. This is the new segment on this show called Trond Tell the Truth. I don't know what Fro and Luke was thinking when he asked me to do this. On Norwegian, like me, commenting on world events or things who I think is bullshit. Well, they did, and here I'm gonna do it every week from now on. So if you listen to my English, it's not very good. But I am a Norwegian. Today I have to talk about one thing who really interested me, and that is the word socialist. From my point of view, I'll read American newspapers, watch American TV shows and so on, is always a take on the word socialist. Like, well, what is socialism? Socialism is something bad. Socialism is what destroys the rest of the world. Not having socialism is what makes America unique. I don't know, but it looks like when it comes to conservative debate, that is the word you can just say to end it. Liberal, socialist, or even better, French. The Republican candidate for presidency, Ted Cruz, launched the term New York values. Like New York values will be something slightly negative, but we all know what he really thinks. Those grisly liberal New Yorkers who never vote for a conservative presidential candidate. Good values are those us Scandinavians don't understand, as rednecks, guns and religion, lunatics who claim the world is 6,000 years old, and the theory of climate change comes from Satan himself. Now, as I said, I'm a Norwegian, so maybe I don't understand everything. But New York is a city I associate with good American values. For many of my ancestors, this was the gateway to the new world. The Statue of Liberty looked at us as we arrived from the sea. Did you know the statue was a gift from the country conservative people love to hate? France. Even my mother was born in New York during the Second World War. And that's why this city is a little bit personal for me. The city has one of the world's largest financial centers, known as Wall Street. This is not exactly known for being a socialist stronghold. The city is also an exporter of American entertainment to every corner of the world. Names like Woody Allen, Martin Scorsese, Truman Capote, plus many of the world's greatest artists lived and died there. We have Broadway. Do I need to say more? And if that wasn't enough, the American-owned Blue Eye, Frank Sinatra, wrote an anthem for the city. I gotta be a part of it, New York, New York. Well, I shall not sing more for you, but you understand. This song is it's like a national song for everybody who loves good music. Yet the city is not anonymous with good American values, according to Ted Cruz and other conservatives. I don't get it, but who am I to argue against a conservative birder from Canada? Like the American media, there are very few in Norwegian media who actually wrote or aired anything about Bernie Sanders. But there were a few of us political junkies who knew who he was. We knew about the brave independent senator from Vermont, who did not bother to try to flirt with the hardline conservatives like many of his Democratic colleagues so called did. But we were among the few. Like the American media, the Norwegian media also thought it was much more fun to write and tell us everything about the vulgar racist bullshit Donald Trump withdrew from his asshole, rather than talking about a candidate addresses serious political issues. The media was more interested in stuff getting shed and light on social media like Facebook, rather than informing the public. But unlike Trump, Sanders is not that entertaining. Not to harass women and Hispanics. He believes in evolution, that the climate change is real, and fights for people of all color and sexual orientations. He talks about the poor versus the greed at Wall Street, racism, police brutality and ridiculous military spending. He never gave a shit about unpopular his causes was, as long as he felt them to be right. He walked with Martin Luther King, fought for women's rights before anybody else did. He walked in marches with Harvey Milk for gay rights, long before many liberal and progressive in his party dared to do so. He was leading, not following others. But the conservatives don't see this. Or, yes, that's what they really do. And they see his ideas as dangerous for their own dream to create a stupid America, where priests and religions runs the show. Instead of saying that, they hide themselves behind words like religious freedom and making America great again, while they're screaming socialist, communist and Stalinist about Bernie Sanders till their throat gets sore. I don't understand this, but again, I'm Norwegian. So why do I not find Bernie Sanders to be a radical? Is it because I live in what you would call a socialist country? A radical dictatorship, as many Tea Party will call it. A dangerous country where media is controlled by a secret socialist agenda, where intellectuals, artists and scientists keep a grip on the population and no one is allowed to be millionaires. Woohoo! Well, let me tell you a little about my country. We have implanted nearly all the political ideas Sanders is talking about. Now, of course, we have racism and fools like Trump here too. Yet, the issue Sanders addresses has been completed in Norway. What has that led to? Imprisonment, dictatorship or violation of civil rights, destruction of the private sector and prosecution of everyone who has more than $1 million on their bank account? No. It meant that Norway has the largest middle class and we have millionaires. Or as a conservative would call them, job creators. Of course these millionaires, or billionaires sometimes too, would have earned even more money if you have shattered all the unions, privatized healthcare, and cut off all the social security that exists. But believe me, they live very well. If you don't believe me, you can come to Norway and I'm going to show you it. I have grown up in what you will call a welfare society, where people can reach the American dream regardless how you stand financially. So, that's why I find Bernie Sanders not to be so radical in any way. Bernie Sanders could just as well been a politician of a conservative party, which is to the left of where your Democratic Party stands today, and that's sad. So what do the conservative Republicans fear? They fear the people. Main differences between Norway and the United States are these basic things. In Norway, people vote, and when they vote for their interests. In Norway, it's difficult to get weapons, while it's easy to vote. In the United States, it's hard to vote, but easy to get weapons. The conservative agenda is clear. They are afraid of change, afraid of losing their power, afraid of losing their grip on the population. It's one thing I have learned through 20 years of politics is that no one gives up power voluntarily. All the candidates say they will make the United States great again. But do they know what made the United States great in the first place? Do they know what decade the US was the greatest? Check it out and ask yourself again, is Bernie Sanders a dangerous radical person? Marco Rubio said that the United States is about those who have and those who soon to have. But the truth is, the United States is about those who are fucked and soon to get fucked. If you want change, don't sit still and only share your thoughts on Facebook and other social media. You must vote. Lift your fucking asshole out and vote. And yes, you must vote for Bernie Sanders. This is Trump Tells the Truth. Bye. See you next week.